be afraid of making noise, Sonny. I'm awake.
Yes, ma'am.
Pretty night.
Sure is, Mom.
Couldn't you sleep?
No, ma'am.
Well, why couldn't you sleep?
I just couldn't. Couldn't you sleep, Mom?
No, I hadn't been to bed at all. You're not worrying about your job, are you, Sonny?
No, ma'am. I don't think so. Everybody seems to like me there. I'm thinking about asking for a raise.
You should, hard as you work.
Why couldn't you sleep?
Because it's a full moon. I never could sleep when there was a full moon. Not even back in Bountiful when I'd been working out in the fields all day. Just let there be a full moon and I'd toss the night through. I remember once when you were little and there was a full moon. I woke you up and I dressed you and I took you outside with me. Oh, do you remember?
No, ma'am.
You don't?
No, ma'am.
Well, I do. I remember just like it was yesterday. I dressed you and I took you outside and we sat on that porch. There was an old dog howling away off someplace. And you got scared and started crying. And I said, son, why are you crying? And you said someone had told you that when a dog howled, a person was dying someplace. I held you close to me because you were trembling with fear. A penny for your thoughts.
Ma'am?
A penny for your thoughts.
Oh, I don't have any. But it is funny, things to think about when you can't sleep. I was trying to remember that song I used to like to hear you sing back home.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. I used to think I was gonna buy you the world back in those days in Bountiful. I remember remarking that to my papa. He said, the world can't be bought, and I didn't rightly understand what it meant then. Ludi? Ludi? Nothing. Nothing. Would you like me to get you some hot milk?
Yes, ma'am. If you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Come on in, Jessie, mate. Mama's not asleep.
Lily, why don't you turn on the lights? What's the sense of sitting around in the dark? How do you expect to work if you can't get your sleep, Lily?
Well, I'm hoping some hot milk will make me sleepy. I slept last night. I don't know what got into me tonight.
You didn't sleep the night before last.
I know, but I slept the night before that.
I don't even think your mama's been to bed yet. What's the matter with you that you can't sleep, Mother Watts? It's a full moon, Jessie May. What's that got to do with it? Well, I never could sleep when there was a full moon. That's just your imagination. The only time I remember having had any trouble sleeping at all was the night I spent out at Bountiful. The mosquitoes like to have chewed me up. Mother Watts, where'd you put that recipe that Rosella gave to me on the phone today? What recipe was that, Jessie May? What recipe was that? She She only gave me one. I handed it to you and asked you to put it in my recipe box.
Jessie May, I don't remember you having given me any recipe.
Well, I did.
I certainly have no recollection of it.
You don't?
No, ma'am.
I swear, Mother Watts, you just don't have any memory at all anymore.
Jessie May, I think you should take a look under that radio.
I gave it to you this morning in this very room, and I asked you to please put it in my recipe box, and you said I will, and went off holding it in your hand.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Oh, did you look on top of your vanity?
Yes, ma'am.
And it wasn't there?
No, ma'am. I looked just before I went to bed.
Well, let me have a look around.
I swear. Have you noticed how forgetful she's getting? I think her memory is definitely going. We're just gonna have to get out a little bit more moody. I mean, no wonder you can't sleep. You get up in the morning, go to work, come home, have your supper, read the paper, and then go right off to bed. I know we couldn't afford it before, so I kept quiet about it. But now we're working again, and I don't think a picture show once or twice a week would break us.
Okay, why don't we go out? Well, not this week.
I mean, I think we have to. I was talking about it with Rosella this morning on the phone, and she just couldn't see how we stood it. I said, well, Rosella, we have Mother Watts, and it's hard for us to leave her alone. Rosella found out definitely that she can't have any children. Walk, don't run. You know, your mother's pension check didn't come today. It's the 18th and I swear it was due. I just can't understand the government. Always late. Did you find it? Not yet. Well, then just look for it in the morning and forget about it.
I'm going to look for it until I find it.
Honestly, Ruby, she's so stubborn. I just love this song. I could listen to it all day. Now, what are they yelling about? Do you consider this on too loud?
There's no sense in arguing, Jessie May.
Well, they'd like it if we didn't breathe.
Well, it is kind of late.
That was unnecessary, Jessie May. Thank you, but I told you not to bother. Where did you find it?
In your room.
In my room?
Yes, ma'am.
Where in my room?
In your vanity drawer, left-hand side.
In my vanity?
Yes, ma'am. I looked on top of your vanity and it's... Ma'am.
Moody? How many times have I asked her never to go through my vanity?
I thought that you wanted me to find your recipe.
I don't want you to go through my vanity. I'd like a little privacy if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
And just let me never catch you looking through them again. For anything. I can't stand people snooping through my vanity.
Well, then next time, you find it yourself.
Pick that recipe up if you please.
Pick it up yourself. I have no intention of picking it up.
You pick that up.
I will not, Jessie May.
Hey, for God's sake, it's 1:30 in the morning. Both acting like children.
I am not acting like a child.
How dare you be disrespectful to me by
Hey,
throwing it in the ground?
Mama.
Give it to me in my hand. Recipe disrespect me like that. You can pick that up right now.
Wrangling.
Yes, you will. This is my house and you'll do as you're told. Now I hope you're satisfied. You've got Ludi good and upset. He won't sleep for the rest of the night. What do you want to do? Get him sick again? You! Shut up! God, you are going to go too far with me one of these days, old lady. Just a minute, I will not take being
give that recipe to Jessie May?
Absolutely not, Looney. I will not be giving anything to Jessie May.
Mama, please. Please, Mom.
All right, Looney.
Mama, will you please tell Jessie May you're sorry?
No, Looney, I will not
Mama,
tell.
please.
All right, Looney.
Jessie May,
What do you want, Looney?
Mama had something to say to you.
What is it?
I'm sorry, Jessie May, for throwing your recipe onto the floor.
I accept your apology. Now come on. Let's all go to bed.
All right.
And you better go to bed too, Mother Watts. A woman your age ought to have better sense than sit up half the night.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night, Mama.
Good night, Looney.
Jessie May, I know it's hard and all, but for your own sake, I just think sometimes you try to ignore certain things.
How can you ignore something when it's done right under your very nose?
Look, Jessie May.
I know her, Looney. She does things just to aggravate me. Now you take her insane. She never starts until I come into a room. And her pouting. Why, sometimes she goes there a whole day just sitting there staring out that
I'm
window.
not saying it's easy, Jessie May. I'm only saying
No,
that
just change the subject. I don't want to get mad about it all over again. She keeps me so nervous. Never knowing when I'll leave the house whether she's gonna run off to that old town or not.
Well, she's not going to run off, Jessie May. She promised me she wouldn't.
She promised you, and what she
Now,
said
she can't run off. That pension check hasn't come. You said yourself.
I'm not too sure that check hasn't come. Sometimes I think she has that check. And I'm telling you right now, if it's not here by tomorrow, I'm searching this house from top to bottom. Shh. I think I hear her mother still up.
Mom, you still up?
Yes, Looney, I don't feel like sleeping. You go on back to bed and don't worry about me.
All right, Mama.
She's still up?
Yes.
That was a nice supper we had tonight, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Mama is a good cook.
Yes, she is. I'll have to hand that to her. Rosella had asked me if I had realized that it would be 15 years this August since we were married. I hadn't realized it, had you?
That's right, Jessie May. 15 years this August.
I hate to think of time going by that fast. I will never forget the night that I came home and told Rosella that you had proposed to me. I thought you were the handsomest man alive.
And I thought you were the prettiest girl.
Did you, Rudy? I guess I did have my good features. And I thought you were the smartest man in the entire world. I still do. The thing that burns me up inside is that you don't let other people know it.
Jessie May, I just got to start making some more money. I'm thinking about asking for a raise. I'm entitled to it. I've been there 6 months now, and I haven't been late or sick once.
Well, I would.
I don't understand it, Jessie May. I try not to be bitter. I try not to. All I know is I worked 8 years with the company. I saved my money, and then I got sick and had to spend 2 years in bed. All my savings go. And start all over with a new company. Of course, the doctor says I shouldn't worry about it. He says I've got to take things like they come, every day. And that's what I try to do.
Well, you can't help being nervous. Here, what's this book?
I bought it at the drugstore on the way home from the office.
How to Become an Executive. What's that about?
It tells you how to prepare yourself for an executive position. Looks like there might be some helpful things in there.
Sleepy, Looney.
No, not yet.
I'm not either. Rosella cried like her heart would break when she told me she couldn't have children today. She wanted to know how I stood at not having children. And I said, well, I don't know about Ludi, because you can't always tell what he feels. But I have my own philosophy about those things. I feel things like that are in the hands of the Lord, don't you, Ludi?
I guess so.
If the Lord doesn't want to give us children, then all the worrying in the world won't help, don't you think?
No, it won't. Jessie May, if I get that raise, the first thing I want you to do is buy yourself a new dress.
Well, thank you, Ludi. Ludi, do you ever think back over the past?
No.
I don't either. I did a little today when Rosella brought up that 15-year business, but I think it's morbid. Your mother does that all the time.
You know, my boss likes me. Billy Davidson told me today he was positive he did. Billy has been there 10 years now, you know. And he said he thought he liked my work a lot. Feeling sleepy now?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I am. Good night. Mama?
I'm all right, Ludi. I'm just still not sleepy.
You sure you're feeling all right?
Yes, I am.
Good night.
Ludi, please, I want to go home.
Mama, you know I can't make a living there.
Ludi,
You have to
son,
live here
I cannot stay in here any longer.
Mama,
I want to go
beg
home.
you not to ask me that
Ludi,
again.
please.
You know, there's nothing I can do about it, Mama.
Listen to me. Is she still up?
Yes. Good night.
Good night. Ludi, it's 8:15 by the drugstore clock.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning, son.
Did you get any sleep at all last night, Mama?
Yes, I did. Don't you worry about me. It's too early for him saying. Good morning, Jessie May. Good morning, Mother Watts.
I think we'll have an early supper tonight. 6:30 if that's all right with you and Mama. And after supper, I'll take you both to the picture show.
That's fine. What would you like to see, Ludi?
Whatever you want to see, Jessie May. You do know best about picture shows. I think I'm gonna head into the office a little early this morning. Mr. Douglas is usually in by 9, and I'd like to talk to him before all the others get there. Alright, getting ready for work. Wish me luck on that raise.
Good luck, Moody.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, son.
That pension check should have been here yesterday, shouldn't it, Mother Watts?
I reckon so.
I sure hope it isn't lost. You know, you're so absent-minded, you don't know you put it around the house somewhere by mistake and forgot all about it.
I don't think so.
Well, you did lose that check once before, and it took us 5 days to find it. I found it under this radio over here. Gotta turn this down before they start knocking again.
I don't believe I did that again, Jessie May.
Well, I've got a lot of things, but I'm not a today. Mother Watts!
Ma'am?
There you go again. I don't think a woman your age should go running around a 3-room apartment like a cyclone. It's really not necessary. I wish for once you would listen to me.
I'm listening, Jessie May.
You are not listening to a word. Mother Watts, are you feeling all right? You're looking a little pale.
I'm feeling fine, Jessie May.
All right. I hate to wait around here until 4. I think I'm going to call Rosella and ask her to meet me at the drugstore for a Coke. Will you quit that hymn singing? You know I can't stand it. And don't pout. You know I can't stand that one either.
I did not mean to pout, Jessie May. I only meant to be silent.
I can't make up my mind what movie I want to see tonight. You know, when I first came to Houston, I went to see 3 picture shows in one day. I went to the Kirby in the morning, the Metropolitan in the afternoon, and the Majestic that night. If Rosella calls, just tell her that I'm at the drugstore, all right?
Mother Watts, I'm all right, Jessie May.
Is it your heart?
No, just a second spell. I'm gonna be all right.
Can I get you some water?
Thank you.
Oh dear, do you want me to call the doctor?
No, ma'am.
Do you want me to call Moody?
No, ma'am.
How are you feeling now?
I'm all right, Jessie May.
Here, thank you. Do you think you ought to get up so soon?
Yes, I'm feeling much better already. I will just sit back down.
Okay, well, I'll sit here while I keep you company, all right? How do you feel now?
Better.
Good. It always scares the daylights out of me when you get one of those sinking spells. Hold on. Hello? Oh, hello, Rosella. I tried calling you earlier. Oh, you're at the drugstore. That's what I figured. Well, I would really like to, Rosella, but Mother Watts had a sinking spell again, and I don't think
Jessie
that-
May.
Hold on.
You go on ahead, Jessie May. I'm gonna be all right. I will just rest here in my rocker. There's nothing else you can do for me.
Are you sure?
Yes, Jessie May, I'm sure.
Oh. All right then, Rosella. Mother Watts says she won't need me here, so I think I'll head on over for a little while. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. Goodbye. Now you're sure you won't need me here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I think I'm gonna head on over. Now you call me at the drugstore if you need me for anything. Do you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
And just in case you're trying to put something over me on that pension check, I've already told Mr. Reynolds at the grocery store to never cash anything for you. Buses at Harris.
I know. How much, please?
$4.20.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me? I'd like to buy a ticket to Bountiful, please.
Where?
Bountiful.
What's it near?
It's between Harrison and Cotton.
Just a minute. Lady, I can sell you a ticket to Cotton or Harrison, but there's no Bountiful. Book says risen and the book don't lie. Make up your mind, lady. Got other people waiting.
Well, let me see. How much is a ticket to Harrison?
$3.50.
Yes, I will have the one to Harrison, please.
All right, $3.50, please.
Yes, ma'am. Can you cash a pension check?
Sorry, it's against the rules to cash checks.
It's perfectly good.
It's against the rules to cash checks. Price is still $3.50.
Oh, yes. $3.50.
Thank you.
Quite all right. I'm sorry to have taken so much of your time.
Lady, don't forget your ticket.
My heavens. Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am?
Is anybody sitting here?
No, ma'am.
Are you expecting anyone?
No, ma'am.
May I sit here?
Yes, ma'am.
I had to get myself ready in the biggest kind of
Are
hurry.
you going on a trip?
Yes, I'm trying to get to a town nobody around here has ever heard of.
What town is it?
Bountiful.
Oh,
Have you ever heard of it?
no.
You see, nobody has. Well, it's not much of a town now. I guess I haven't seen it myself in 20 years.
Oh, do your people live there?
No, my people are all dead. Except for my son and his wife, Jessie May. I'm hurrying to see Bountiful before I die. I had a sinking spell this morning. It was my heart.
Oh, do you have a bad heart?
Well, it's not what you call a good one. The doctor said it would last me as long as I needed it if I could just cut out worrying, but I can't seem to do that lately.
But, lady, is there anything wrong?
No. Oh, no. No, I'm just a little nervous. That's all. Oh, good luck to you. Wait.
Jessie May.
Good luck to you? Yes, I do. If you want to continue looking around, go ahead. I'm going to sit right here.
You want me to buy you a new magazine?
Yes.
Alright, I'll be right back.
It's warm, isn't it? I hope you're lucky not to have to fool with any in-laws. I've got a mother-in-law about to drive me crazy. Twice a year, we have to keep her from getting on a train to go to her hometown of Bountiful. She is so stubborn. My husband is as stubborn as she is. People ask why I don't have children. Why? I say I've got Ludi and Mother Watts. That's all the children that I need. What'd you bring me? I've seen that one. Personally, I think we're wasting our time here. She always tries to go by train.
You've told me 1,000 times, Jessie May. What can I do about it?
I'm trying to tell you what you can do about it. Call the police.
I'm not gonna call the police, Jessie May.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Then I think I will.
Here, you want this? I never read them, and my wife has seen it.
Thank you.
Excuse me. I I found this handkerchief here that belongs, I think, to my mother. She has a heart condition, and it might be serious for her to be all alone. I don't think she has much money, and I'd like to find her. Do you remember having seen her?
Well, I just...
She'd be on her way to a town named Bountiful.
Why, yes, I did see her. She was here talking to me. She left all of a sudden.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. Did a lady come here and buy a ticket to a town named Bountiful?
Where?
Bountiful.
There's no bus to Bountiful.
How long have you been on duty?
Oh, damn day. Moody?
Jessie May, I was right. She was here. That lady said so.
Well, we're not going to wait. The police and I talked it over.
You didn't really call them.
I did. And they said, in their opinion, she's just trying to get our attention this way. And that we should just go home and pay her no minds at all.
How can I go home without Mama?
Now we're going to do what the police tell us to. They say that she'll come home when she's tired and hungry enough. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Now come on.
All right, Jessie May. But if she's not here by tonight,
Just now
I'm
boarding
gonna go
from
after her.
885 for Harrison, Horton, John Tara, Old Gulf, and Victoria.
Isn't it a small world? I didn't know we'd be on the same bus. Where do you go, honey?
Harrison.
Harrison.
Yes, I changed buses there.
So do I go there. Oh, isn't that nice? The bus is nice to ride, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Excuse me for getting all personal, but what's a pretty girl like you doing traveling alone?
My husband's just been sent overseas.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm just going to stay with my family.
Just say the 91st song over and over and over again to yourself. It'll be a bower of strength and protection for him. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. He shall cover thee with his feathers. And under... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, honey.
That's all right. I'm sorry. I know what gets in me. I'm just lonesome for you.
Nobody needs to be ashamed of crying. I guess we've all dampened our pillows sometime or other. I have, goodness knows.
Well, if only I could learn not to worry.
I know. I guess we all ask that. I didn't used to worry. I was so carefree as a girl. I had lots to worry me too. Everybody was so poor back in Bountiful, but they got along. I still think it's the prettiest place there is. Jessie May says it's the ugliest, but I know she just says that to make me mad.
And Mrs. Watts?
Yes?
I think I ought to tell you this.
It's all right.
I didn't want you to think I was interfering in your business, but your son and daughter-in-law came in just after you left, and your son seemed very concerned.
Bless his heart.
He found a handkerchief that you had dropped and asked if I had seen you, and I felt I had to say yes. I wouldn't have said anything if he hadn't asked.
It's all right. I would have done the same thing in your place. Did you talk to Jessie May? I bet she told you I was crazy.
Well,
Don't be afraid of hurting my feelings. Poor Jessie May. She thinks everybody's crazy who doesn't want to sit in a beauty parlor all day and drink Coca-Cola. Did Ludi mention my heart condition?
yes, he did.
Poor Ludi. He worries about it so. I think Ludi knows how I feel about getting back to Bountiful. Once when I was talking about something we did back in the old days, he just broke out crying. He was so overcome he had to leave the room.
Well, that's a pretty hymn. What's the name of it?
Softly and tenderly. Do you like hymns?
Yes, I do.
So do I. Jessie May says they've gone out of style, but I don't agree. I always sing one while I'm walking down the street or riding in the streetcar. It keeps my spirits up. I hated to leave him. I hope he'll forgive me in time. Hate me or not, I have to get back and smell that salt air and work that dirt. My hands feel the need of dirt. Do you like to work the ground?
Oh, I never have.
You should try it sometimes. It'll do wonders for you. I bet I'll live to be 100 once I can get outside again. It was being cooped up in those 2 rooms that was just killing me. I used to work the land like a man. I had to when my papa died. I got 2 little babies I put in the ground. Renee Sue and Douglas. Didn't bury a got Renee Sue, and I never knew what carried Douglas away. He was just weak from the start. I know Callie's kept their graves real. Oh, my heart just holds out again until I get there. Where do you go from Harrison?
Uncle, my family just moved out there from Louisiana.
That's nice.
I'm just gonna stay there with them until my husband comes home again.
That's nice.
It'll be funny living at home again.
Well, how long have you been married?
A year. My husband was anxious for me to go. He was worried about not being alone. I'm the only child, and my parents and I are very close.
That's nice.
I hope so Mother and Daddy would like my husband and he'd like them. I needn't have worried. They hit it off from the very first. Mother and Daddy say they feel like they have 2 children now, a son and a daughter.
Isn't that nice? What's your husband's name?
Robert.
That's a nice name.
I think so, but I guess any name he had I think was nice. I love my husband very much.
I wasn't in love with my husband. Do you believe we are punished for the things we do wrong? No. I've talked to many a preacher about it, and all but one said he didn't think so, but I can't see any other reason for it. Of course, I didn't lie to my husband. I told him I didn't love him. That I admired him, which I did, but I didn't love him. That I would never love anybody except Ray John Murray as long as I live. And I didn't. I couldn't help it. Not even after my husband died and I had to move back in with Mama and Papa. I used to sit on the front gallery every morning and every evening just to nod hello to Ray John Murray as he went by that house on his way to work at the store. He went a mile out of his way just to pass the house. He never loved nobody but me.
Why didn't you marry him?
His papa and my papa didn't speak. And my papa forced me to write a letter to him saying that I never wanted to see him again. And he got drunk and married on the spot. I always felt sorry for his wife. She knows he never loved her. You're lucky to be married to the man you love, honey.
I know I am.
Awfully lucky.
Trip To Bountiful?
Bountiful?
Yes.
What's she going there for?
I'm going to visit my girlhood friend.
Well, I don't know who that's going to be. Last person Bountiful was Callie Davis.
Yes.
And she died the day before yesterday. She lived all alone, so they don't know exactly when she died.
Callie Davis?
Yes, ma'am. They had the funeral this morning. Was she the one you're going to visit?
Oh, yes, sir. She was the one. She was my friend. My girlhood friend.
Is there a hotel around?
Yes, ma'am. The Riverview.
How far is it?
About 5 blocks.
Is there a taxi around?
No, ma'am. Not this time, ma'am.
Thank you. What do you do now, Mrs. Ross?
I'm thinking it's come as quite a blow.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
I know. It's come to me what I'll do. I'll go on. That much has come to me. To go on. I feel my strength and my purpose strong within me. I will go on the bountiful. I will walk those 12 miles if I have to.
But if there's no one out there when you do this, how am I?
I'll be surprised.
I think you should wait until morning.
Yes, I guess I should. Then I can hire somebody to drive me out. Have you seen my purse?
No?
I just remembered I left my purse on the bus. So what am I going to do, honey? Everything I have in this world is inside that purse.
Excuse me again?
Yeah?
This lady left her purse on the bus.
All right. I'll call ahead. How can you identify it?
It's a plain black purse.
How much money?
35 cents. And a pension check.
Made out to?
Me, Mrs. Carrie Watts.
All right. I'll call up about it.
Thank you, you're very kind.
Well, how long will it take to get it back?
Yeah, if I can get the bus at Downtown and get them to send it back on the Victoria bus, it should be here in a couple hours.
Thank you so much.
Make you feel better?
Yes, it does. Of course, everything has seemed to work out today. I said some days everything works out. Some days nothing works out. I guess the good Lord is just with me today. I wonder why the Lord isn't with us anymore. He's so nice he was. Then I guess we wouldn't appreciate so much the days when he's on our side. Maybe he's always on our side and we just don't know it. Maybe I had to wait 20 years cooped up in the city before I could appreciate getting back here. It's so nice to be able to sing again when you want to. I'm a happy woman, I'm a very happy woman. You know something? I came to my first dance in this town. Did you? Yes, ma'am. It was the summertime. My father couldn't decide if he thought dancing was right or not. But my mama said she had danced when she was a girl, and I was gonna dance. And so I went. Do you know something like my daughter had lived? I would have wanted her just like you.
Oh, thank you.
Just like you. Sweet and considerate and thoughtful.
No, Mrs. Watts,
Yes. Sweet and considerate and thoughtful and pretty.
Thank you.
was telling my little friend here that I came to my first dance in this town.
Is that right? Miss, you best be heading outside. Bus will be up the road. Won't wait this time of night. Unless it sees we have a passenger.
All right.
Goodbye, Mrs. Wallace.
Good luck to you, and thank you for everything.
Oh, that's all right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You guys stay here all night?
I have to. Everything I have is in that purse, and I can't go any place without money.
I understand.
Do they still have dances in Gordon's Opera House?
No, ma'am. They tore it down. They condemned it, you know. Did you know anybody in Harrison by chance?
I knew a few people when I was a girl. I used to trade in Mr. Ewan's store. I knew who to speak to.
Which Ewan was that?
George White Ewan.
He's dead.
Is that so?
But he left quite a bit of money. But his son took over his store and lost it all. Well, good night.
Good night.
How long has that old woman been here?
About 4 hours.
She get off the bus from Houston?
Yes, sir. And I know her name. It's Watts.
She's doing all right. I've had a call from Houston police to hold her till her son can come forward.
She said she used to live in Bountiful.
Yeah. I remember once a long time ago. I think that old ramshackly house about to fall into the Brazos River belonged to her.
Is that right? And what do the police want her for?
Police don't, it's her son, who wants to take her back home. Poor old thing. She's sleeping so sound. I ain't got the heart to wake her up. I'll tell you what, I'll head down, call Houston, and tell them she's here. I'll be back in 10 minutes. If she gives you any trouble, just call me.
Good morning.
Morning.
Did my purse arrive?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Good. I need money to get me started in Bountiful.
I'm sorry, lady, but you're not going to Bountiful.
Yes, I am. You see, I'm not going
sorry,
to get me
lady,
in
but
trouble.
I have to hold you here for the sheriff.
Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am. You arrived a few minutes ago while you were asleep and told me to hold you here for your son arrived.
Well, I'm going. Do you understand? You'll see. This is a free country, and I will tell him that. No sheriff or king or president will keep me from going back to Bountiful.
All right, you tell him.
Where can I get me a driver?
Lady,
That's all I want. Just to see it, just to stand on the porch of my own home once more.
lady, it ain't up to me. I told you,
Then
Sheriff.
get me the sheriff. The time is going. They will have me locked up in those 2 rooms again soon. The time is going. The time. Yes, sir. Are you the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
And listen to me, sir. I have waited a long time just to get to Bountiful, and as I've grown older and as my time approaches, I have made one promise to myself: to see my home again before I die.
Lady, I'm afraid you can't do
I'm
it.
not asking that I not go back. I'm willing to go back. Just let me travel those 12 miles first. I have money. I can pay for it.
I think that's between you and your son.
Really? Why, he's got to do whatever Jessie May tells him to. I know why she wants me back. It's for my government check.
I don't know anything about that. That's between you and your
Won't
son.
you let me go?
No. Not unless your son can take it.
All right. But I'm lost. I've kept thinking if I could just set foot there for a minute, I might get some understanding of why my life has grown so empty and meaningless. Why I've turned into a hateful, quarrelsome old woman, and before I leave this earth, I would like to recover some of that dignity. The peace I used to know, for I am going to die, and Jessie May knows it. And she's willful. And it's her will that I die in those 2 rooms.
Mrs. Watts.
Just let me travel those 12 miles before it's too late. Understand me. Suffering, I don't mind. Suffering, I understand. I never protested once. Though my heart was broken when my babies died, I couldn't stand seeing the man I loved walk through life with another woman, but these 15 years of endless petty bickering, they've made me like Jessie May sees me. It's ugly. I won't be that way. I want to go home.
Hurry! Call the doctor!
No, doctor. Bountiful.
Mrs. Watts? The doctor says it's all right. I'll take you to Bountiful.
Thank you. I'm home. Thank you. I thank you so much.
You better sit down and rest a while. You don't want to overdo it.
Yes, sir.
Feeling better now?
Oh, yes, I am. I feel so much better.
You look better. I hope I've done the right thing in bringing you here. Glad to see what Martha can do. As long as you mind the doctor, don't get overexcited.
Yes, sir.
As soon as you've rested a little, I'll head back to my car and leave you alone. You can call me if you need it.
Thank you. You've been very kind. What kind of bird is that?
Redbird.
I thought it was a red bird, but I hadn't heard one in so long I couldn't be sure. And do they still have scissor tags around here?
Yes, ma'am. I still see one every now and then when I'm driving around the country.
I don't know anything prettier than a scissor tag flying around the sky. My father was a good man in many ways. A peculiar man, but a good one. One of the things he couldn't stand was to see a bird shot in his land. I think the birds knew they couldn't be touched here. Our land was home to them.
Rice birds are getting thicker every year. They seem to thrive out here on the coast.
I guess the mockingbird is my favorite of them all.
I guess it's mine too.
My father was born on this land and in his house. Did you know my father?
No, ma'am. Not that I can remember.
I guess there aren't many around here that can remember my father. It's funny, ever since I've been here, I've been half expecting my father and mother to walk out of the house and greet me and welcome me home. When you've lived longer than your house and your family, you live too long.
How big was your farm, Mrs. Watts?
375 acres were left when my papa died, and I sold all off except for the house and the yard. But what's happened to all the farms? For the last 5 miles, I saw nothing but woods.
I know. The land around Bountiful just laid out. People like you got discouraged and moved away, sold off their land for what they could get. H.D. Mavis bought most of it up. He let it go back into timber. He keeps a few head of cattle out there.
Callie Davis kept her farm going.
Yes, she did. She learned how to treat her land right, and it began paying off for her. Toward the end, I've heard she was out riding her tractor the day before she died.
Callie!
A lonely death she had. All by herself in that big house.
There are worse things.
Looks to me like you're going to have a pretty day. Feeling more rested now?
Yes, I am.
Good. Then I'll be heading on back to my car.
Paul!
You can call me if you need anything.
Thank you.
Paul!
You'll never know what this has meant to me.
Glad I could oblige.
Mama. How do you feel?
Better, Lou. I got my wish.
Yes, sir.
I hope I didn't worry you too much, but I just felt that I had to come back here.
I know, Mom.
I know it's hard for you to understand, and for Jessie May to understand, but I just needed to come back here, Ludi.
I understand, Mom. It's done now. So just forget about it.
Did you ask about the raise, son?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Douglas told me that he liked my work a lot. He'd be glad to recommend a raise for me.
The sky's so blue, Ludi. Did you ever see the sky so blue?
No, ma'am.
Callie Davis died.
Is that so? When did that happen?
They don't rightly know. They found her dead yesterday.
I'm sorry, Mom. I should have brought you here sooner. I just thought it'd be easier for both of us not to see the house again.
I know, Lily, but now you're here. Wouldn't you like to come inside, son, and look around?
No, ma'am. I don't think I'd better. I don't see any use in it. It would only make me feel bad. I'd rather remember it like it was.
The old house has gotten kind of run down now, hasn't it? I don't think it'll last out the next storm.
No. Doesn't look like it would.
Do you know who you look like standing there, Lily?
Who?
My papa.
Do I?
My papa was a good-looking man.
Was he?
You've seen his pictures, didn't you think so?
I don't remember, Mama. It's been so long since I've looked at his picture.
Just like him. Do you remember my papa at all, son?
No, ma'am. Not too well. I was only 10 when he died, Mama. But I remember the day he died. I remember Grandmama sitting by his coffin, crying. She made me promise that when I had a son of my own, I'd name it after Grandpapa. I would have too. I've never forgotten that promise. Well, I didn't have a son. Or a daughter. Billy Davidson told me his wife is expecting her 4th child. Billy said to me, I don't know how I'd keep going without my kids, Louie. He said, I don't understand what keeps you going, what you work for. And I said, well, Billy, Mama, I haven't made any kind of life for you. Either of you. And I try so hard. I try so hard, Mama. Mama, I lied to you. I do remember. I remember so much. This house, the life here, the night you woke me up, dressed me, sat out here with me, when there was a full moon. I cried because I was afraid. You comforted me. Oh, Mama, I don't want to remember anymore. It doesn't do any good to remember.
Louie, what's happened to us? Why have we come to this?
I don't know, Mama.
To have stayed and fought the land would have been better than this. Pretty soon I'll be gone. 10 years. 20. This house. And me. And you.
No, Mama.
The river will be here. And the smell of that gulf. That's when I always took my strength from, Moody. And it's given me strength now. To go on and do what I have to do. I found my dignity and my strength.
I'm glad, Mama.
We're part of this. We left it, but we can never lose what it has given us.
I expect so, Mama.
Louie, are you coming or not?
We were just starting Jessie Mae.
Hello, Jessie Mae.
I am not speaking with you. I hope you're proud of the time that you gave us. If Looney loses his job over this, I hope you're satisfied.
I'm not going to lose my job, Jessie Mae.
Well, you could.
All right, Jessie Mae.
Did you talk to your mama about what we were discussing in the car?
No, we can talk it all over in the drive back home.
I think we should have it out right here.
Well, what is it, Jessie Mae?
It's a few rules and regulations that are necessary to my peace of mind, and I think to Ludy's. Ludy says that you may have a few of your own to add, and that may be. And I'm perfectly willing to listen if you do. But first of all, I would like to ask you a question.
Yes?
Just what possessed you to run off? Didn't you know that you'd be caught and have to come back?
I had to come, Jessie Mae. 20 years is a long time.
Didn't you know that you could have died?
I had to do it. Jessie May.
I hope it's out of your system now.
It is. I've had my trip, and that is more than enough to keep me happy for the rest of my life.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. But that's the first thing on my list. There will be no more running away.
There will be no more running away.
Good. Number 2. No more hymn singing when I'm in the apartment.
Who's that fair?
When I'm gone, you can sing your lungs out. Agreed?
Agreed.
Number 3. No more.
Jessie May, can't this just wait till we get home?
No, honey, we agreed that I was going to handle this. No more pouting. When I ask you a question, I would like an answer. Otherwise, I'll consider it pouting.
All right.
4th, with the condition that your heart is in, I feel that you should not run around the apartment when you can walk.
All right, Jessie May.
That's all. Is there anything that you would like to say to me?
No, Jessie May.
I may as well tell you that I'm not staying at the house and watching over you anymore. I'm joining a bridge club, and I'll be leaving the house at least twice a week. So if you go now, it'll just be your funeral. Do you understand that?
I understand.
And Mom, we also agreed that we're all going to try our best to get along together. And Jessie May realizes that she gets upset sometimes when she shouldn't. Don't you, Jessie May?
Uh-huh.
So let's all start with a pleasant ride back home.
That's a red bird.
A what?
A red bird.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. They all sound alike to me. Now let's get going. Do we go back by the way of Harrison?
Yes.
Good. Then we can stop at the drugstore. I'm so thirsty I could drink 10 Coca-Colas. Are you all ready?
Yes, sir.
Where's the money for that government check?
I haven't cashed it.
Where is it?
It's right inside my purse.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, that's a good joke on me.
Well, what's so funny?
Well, I left that purse on the bus last night, and I caused a man an awful lot of trouble because I thought the check was in there. And do you know what? That check wasn't in that purse all that time.
Where was it?
Right here. Been here since yesterday afternoon.
Well, give that to me before you go and lose it again.
I'm not going to lose
Now
it,
don't
Jessie
start
May.
that business again. Just give it to me.
Jessie May,
Well, she's just gonna lose it.
we are going to stop this wrangling once and for all. You've given me your word, and I expect you to keep your word. We have to live together, and we're going to live together in peace.
All right, Moody.
I'll go home.
Mama, if I get that raise, you won't have to
It's
worry.
all right, Moody. I've had my trip. Go on ahead. I'll be right here.
The house used to look so big.
Goodbye, Mary. Bye.